Thank you. I just want to let you know I'm here for you and not for myself. I'm here for Fort Wallace. So if you have any requests, appreciate you buying a ticket tonight, supporting the cause, and participating in the auction. And so I'm here for you. So if you, while I'm putting together my set in my head, which is what I do when I play solo acoustic, as they requested me to do, I have a lot more flexibility. If there's a song that you want to hear that you're thinking of, just raise your hand and shout it out, or write it down on a $5 bill and send it up here. You know what? That's ironic, because that's exactly the song I was going to start with. Okay. And who is the fellow who requested the song? What's your name? Kyle. Yeah. Kyle, thanks for asking for the song. You know, we could use a little bit of cowboy logic in our world right now. I think John Wayne probably said it best. He said, "Life is tough. It's tougher when you're stupid." I think we need to bring him in to be his spirit, at least, back in his kind of thinking. He should at least have been Secretary of State. So this people always ask me why I'm so patriotic. Well, I grew up in the 60s, probably the most unpatriotic time in a recent memory. And of course there were questions about the Vietnam War, what we were doing there at that time. But I just couldn't join up with the people that were protesting it because of my granddad and my uncle. Let me tell you about my uncle. He was a farmer, grew up in the old Blackland Prairie, Texas. And when he was 17 years old, he heard on the radio about the Pearl Harbor bombing. And he literally just got down off the tractor and walked into town and found the place where you join up. And he joined up. He was 17 years old, so he was underage. That's right, he lied about his age to get into the military, not to get out of the military. And he found himself, before he was 18 years old, climbing off of an ocean transport onto the sand of Omaha Beach. He got a Purple Heart in Omaha Beach. We never knew about that Purple Heart until he died, because he never wanted it to be publicized. He didn't want anybody giving him a medal. He accepted it, but he hid it away. And after he died, he left a note, said to my aunt, in a lockbox, there's a lockbox I never told you about. Here's the key on this envelope. Go down there and unlock it, and in it you'll find my Purple Heart. I want to pass this on kind of as a joint gift to Michael, Brother Mark, and all the other boys in the family that might end up get drafted into another war. And then he said, the reason I never wanted this publicized is because I believed that every single person on that beach, every single soldier, whether they were so scared that they couldn't even fire and they fell to their knees and cried, or whether they actually went up over the cliffs, over the fire of the German machine guns, didn't matter. They should have all received Purple Hearts, not just me. He came home and he married his high school sweetheart, my Aunt Annabelle. She's the only one left of that generation in my family. She's 97 next week. I used to ask my uncle, why did you do it? He said, well, was it to defend the borders of our country from attacks? He said, no, when you take the military oath, that's not what you swear to defend. Really? He said, boys, when you take the military oath, you swear to defend the principles of the Constitution of the United States and the Declaration of Independence. That's what I was fighting for, those principles, wherever they can be applied. Because I want my family to live in a country like that. Bought a beautiful diamond ring, offered it to the sweetest thing I know. Said she would take it. Started making some wedding plans. Looked at me and she took my hand. She said, do you think we can make it? Said my granddad's still in love. My grandma. My dad still thinks my mom the sweetest thing he ever saw. Come from a long line of love. Times get hard, but don't give up. Forever's in my heart and in my blood. Come from a long line of love. Years went by and we had a son. Now he thinks that he's found someone for him. They're planning a wedding. Called me up on the phone today just to see what I had to say to him. Did I think he could make it? Said what his grandfather used to say to me. It's been handed down for ages. It runs in the family. Come from a long line of love. Times get hard. We don't give up. Forever's in your heart and in your blood. Come from a long line of love. Just remember now, come from a long line of love. Thank you. To the guy that requested Family Tree, I apologize. I've been sort of going over pieces of it in my mind. I don't think I can get through it because I haven't sung it in a long time. But next time I come here, I owe you one, partner. It's a good song. Okay, anybody else got something they want to hear? I'm here for you. Okay. Y'all don't have to navigate that stage, just come stand in the front. Where's John? Where's John Shepard?
Well, I didn't cook this morning, Murph.
Huh?
I didn't cook tonight.
He's tomorrow.
You're cooking tomorrow? That's all right. You come on up here anyway. You've cooked before on the days I played. And now all the other cooks that might be here that cooked in the kitchen today and people that fed us, 2 of them are right here. Saw you guys wearing aprons all day long and last minute. Come on, guys.
Stand up. Ramona, stand up.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I will ask you not to give me a standing ovation, but a standing ovation to the people who fed you. They came a long, long way. They don't do it for the money, they do it for the fame and notoriety. Is what they do. Now, John, will you come up here? All the rest of you stay where you are. Y'all stay standing. Good night. I really enjoyed this. We're going to finish off with the cook. And that's proof that I'm a real cowboy.
Okay, thanks, Murph. He asked me to do the Chuck Wagon Cook's poem. You're talking about Mr. Boomer Johnson?
No.
Oh, you're talking about Come On You Young Waddies?
Yep.
Okay. One thing about the Chuck Wagon Cooks, they were always cantankerous, and yeah, and I can tell you these guys probably were a little bit cooking out in that hot summer sun, and so I understand that. There's a poem called Punch and Dough that Henry Hibbert Nibbs wrote many years ago about a Chuck Wagon cook, and it goes like this. Come on, you young waddies, I'll sing you a song. Stand back from the wagon, stay where you belong. I've heard you observing, I'm fussy and slow, when you're punching cattle and I'm punching dough. I reckon your stomach would grow to your back if it wasn't for the cook who keeps filling the slack. With the beans in the box and the pork in the tub, I'm wondering now who would fill you with grub. You think you're right-handed with gun and with rope, but I've noticed you're bashful when you're using the soap. When you're rolling the bowl for your brown cigarette, I've been rolling the dough for them biscuits you ate. When you're cutting the cattle, I'm cutting the steak. When you're wrangling the horses, I'm wrangling the cake. When you're hazing them doggies and batting your eyes, I'm hazing dried apples that aim to be pies. You brag about shooting up windows and lights, but try shooting biscuits for 12 appetites. When you crawl from your roll and the ground it is froze, who boils the coffee that thaws out your nose? In the old days, the punchers took just what they got. It was sow belly beans in the old coffee pot. But now you come howling for pie and for cake and cuss at the cook for a good bellyache. You say that I'm old with my feet on the skids, but I'm telling you now, you're nothing but kids. If you think your mounts are some snaky and raw, just try riding herd on a stove that won't draw. When you look at my apron, you're reading my brand, 4X, which stands for the best in the land. On bottle or sack, it sure stands for good luck. So line up your waddies and wrangle your chuck. If you like it with chili, just eat what I said. For I aim to be boss of this end of the show when you're punching cattle and I'm punching dough. Thank you. Thanks, Murph. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Cooks, and thanks, Murph. Okay, safe journeys to all of you guys. Be safe. All right, just a couple more things, folks. It is time to auction both our Henry 22, and it's time for draw for our Veterans quilt. Could I have the Guardians Committee come up, please?